Hello. A pleasure to greet you and to be able to share today an interesting topic such as the future of the human intellect. My name is Augusto Cabrera. I am a research professor at the Catholic University of Cuenca, and today I am going to share with you a point of view, a vision from here, from Cuenca, the Athens of Ecuador, the future of the human intellect. But first of all, let's see what the human intellect is. Let's understand. It is this mental capacity that allows people to think, reason, understand, learn and apply knowledge. Fundamental characteristics that distinguish us as a species, and that play a crucial role in the ability to solve problems, make decisions, create, develop technology and understand the world around us. But this is based on several cognitive processes such as thinking, reasoning, understanding, learning, memory and creativity. Thinking is stability to generate ideas, concepts and connection between them. Hence on this we reason, the ability to analyze information and draw logical conclusions, understand them, the ability to understand and make sense of that information, and this generates a learning process to be able to acquire knowledge, skills, behaviors based on new experiences. It is important for this that we can have that memory retention, the ability to store and retrieve that information, and above all a lot of creativity, which is what differentiates us human beings. Ability to generate new solutions, original ideas, finding innovative solutions to problems. This human intellect is not static. It can be developed and strengthened throughout life through education, experiences, practices, biological, environmental and cultural factors. The interaction of intellect and technology, especially in the current one, is opening new opportunities and possibilities to accelerate this intellectual development that we human beings have today. Being smart, how this intelligence can work in the future will depend on many processes that we are acquiring about it. But well, what is the current state of the human intellect? From my appreciation, we currently live with unprecedented access to information, technological advances, education has become globalized, innovations are emerging at a very rapid pace, but we face some challenges such as inequality in access to information overload and factors that are shaping our intellectual interest in a complex way. At the same time we face significant challenges, as is the access to information. Because of inequality, it is not the same to come from a rural sector as from an already consolidated metropolis, where we have direct access to equipment, devices, technology and new advances. These digital skills are not the same, so there is a digital divide generated in which it is increasingly difficult to match them, because beyond the thinking of each one, the options we have at our disposal make it impossible for us to reason or give solutions in the same way or with the same accuracy. It is also important these global challenges that are presented as communication, interaction. It is an important factor to be able to determine this connection between the different thoughts as such, because we can already interact collaboratively, but obviously there is still the problem of lack of attention, acquisition and access to technological equipment. But how would it and what would it affect our intellect in the future? That's the question we have today. We have options like the digital brain. Let's talk about it. What's next? Data and collaboration, the famous neural networks, new technologies such as artificial intelligence, augmented virtual reality, and how we can improve the cognitive process in that sense. Let's go with the first one, the digital brain. Known like this. However, it is understood that this is what the human being wants to achieve, to give that thinking capacity to the machine. Yes, to this artificial intelligence there are already quantum computers that generate thousands of operations in fractions of thousandths of a second, giving us immediate answers to something. Obviously, we are at a disadvantage if we compare with our own thinking. And we don't have to compete against machines, but adapt, help and support ourselves in these developments. The creation of this brain is one of the most exciting possibilities that the human race is today. Dangerous? Yes, but there is a development about that. Generating identity problems. Maybe that's where we also see the future of collective intelligence, to enhance this intelligence through telecommunications, through which we can already collaborate with other friends, giving real solutions to big problems. We are not individual beings, we are social beings who work like beehives, often in search of a solution to a problem altogether. This collaboration in network and global connection, we could take advantage of this knowledge and the experience of millions of people to solve complex problems, perhaps bring bringing solutions that happen somewhere in our world to solve the needs we have in a better way and already with an experience acquired by others. This way we improve that decision-making by having more information and an analysis of previous experiences. Collective intelligence gives us the opportunity to face global challenges more effectively and thus build a better future. Neural or artificial networks are a fundamental tool of artificial intelligence today. These networks are inspired by the functioning of the human brain. As we see, here there is a synapse of the brain in which all these neural connections generate ideas, and these ideas generate and develop solutions to problems based on critical thinking. These networks are inspired by the functioning of the brain. Its application ranges from speech recognition, computer vision to autonomous decision-making. As these networks become more complex, their ability to emulate human intelligence is more real and good. The collective intelligence. The potential. Artificial intelligence refers to the creation of a machine that can analyze any intellectual task in the same or better way than a human being. Nowadays we already have the development of the GPT chat and other options that help us to have more analyzed information to make decisions in a better way, but nothing else is variable in this, although we are still far from reaching the real goal of a machine being able to process information. We see Mecha here. This robot can already gesticulate or make decisions based on a question. If she is told you are ugly, she reacts and gestures. He already has reactions based on offenses or based on good ideas that are given to him. Then a real robot begins to be gestated that will emulate perhaps human reactions. Augmented reality and virtual reality. New technologies. In fact, we have implemented a national immersive learning network between several Ecuadorian universities, and today we are working for the generation of the virtual reality day LATAM, already with connection with all the networks in Latin America, to coexist in the development of new technologies and how virtual and augmented reality can help us in their cognitive processes, to improve learning in the real way under an experiential experience in education. Nowadays we have right here in our university, virtual reality laboratories that help us so that students can enter inside a human body and see real situations inside a virtuality, like a disease or how a disease is cured, how the human body works and so on, and obviously other abstract actions within physics that cannot be explained in an easy way. They can see it in 3 dimensions, interact with them obviously. It decreases the learning time of what is presented in a more complex way. So it is very, very interesting how to be able to access and how this is changing our way of learning and seeing the world in an easier way. In that sense, this obviously generates a cognitive improvement through new technologies such as virtual reality. And it is also understood as cognitive improvement to those processes where we merge with the machine. We are not a robot, but the robot is incorporated into us through chips or brain implants that will agitate this synapse. There are already stimulants to improve our concentration and so on at the chemical level, but could it be at the bionic level of technology through these implants? Yes, it is feasible, it is possible, it is already happening at the level of some actions of the body, and this will come to a time when it will be something normal. We will be able to control, we can adapt to these implants and transcranial magnetic stimulation. We will be able to enhance our mental abilities, overcome the limits of the natures of the human brain. However, we must consider all the risks that this represents associated with the modification of the brain and ensure that its bases are available in an equitable way for everyone and that they do not widen that existing social gap already today. In this it plays a very important role in education. Education is the basis of human development. However, we struggle every day to equalize access to this education at a global level. We need to prepare the new generations so that they can take advantage of these challenges, take advantage of all these new tools and variables that they have, so that based on them they develop that critical thinking, that creativity, that innovative process of ideas to develop and respond to these social problems as such, or to the problems that present. The new generations must take advantage of these opportunities and face these challenges. We must promote ethical and responsible understanding of new technologies. On this comes a question: what is the technological singularity? It is the emergence of an artificial intelligence that may surpass human intellectual capacity. I would expect not the intellectual, but yes, obviously, the technical capacity of information processing memory. We are never going to compete with machines in that, but we are going to develop and we must promote in our children what machines cannot, such as imagination, problem solving, expanding these margins of analysis thinking to cross variables, obviously using technology for it. Let's look at the future of creativity. The future of creativity itself is to generate original ideas and express emotions through art and music. It is still a distinctive characteristic of the human being to appreciate that, to be able to soak about that and learn to establish that connection with the diversity of cultural options that exist. However, in the future it is likely that we will see increasingly closer collaborations between humans and machines, where the logic of artificial intelligence and human imagination is combined to counteract and generate different innovative results that can help and solve the social problems that arise in a better way. Now, under this creativity and this help of thinking and this help of machines and this technological development, a very interesting question arises. Ethics in the fact of improving the human intellect. Is it ethical to improve our cognitive abilities beyond natural limits? What impact will this have on equal opportunities? Who should have access to these cognitive enhancement technologies? The improvement of the human intellect raises all those complex ethical questions. It is essential to elaborate these dilemmas and ensure that the advances in human intellect are used for the well-being of all humanity. As such, access to these new technologies should be given for all human socio-economic and social indices, so that we all have equal opportunities. In short, we could say that the future of the human intellect is full of possibilities, challenging emotions as we explore the frontiers of artificial intelligence and cognitive improvement, obviously taking into account the needs of the moment. Based on what we develop and see, because what we think today may not be what we think tomorrow. But there is a process, a timeline in which, supported by new technologies, the ethical part, the developments we have and how we have lived in a collaborative way and in society, we can generate new ideas collaboratively. To capture those new problems that arise in the future, we must make sure that these principles, that these advances are used for the well-being of all humanity. The future of the human intellect is a fascinating journey, and all in collaboration, we can shape a more intelligent and conscious future for the development of humanity. Well, my dear friends, this has been the thought of a professor who only thinks that technology is and serves to help the progress of humanity, but we cannot stop the development of technological advances, but we must normal so that they always go towards human well-being at a global level. A big hug, and always willing to continue helping and sharing new ideas for collective well-being. Thank you very much, everyone.